Hello, my name is Katie Creed. I am with CT and Associates through Cetera Investors. I hope you all are doing well. Today's Topic Tuesday and the next few Topic Tuesdays are going to be on some of the points within the election. So we're not going to be claiming any of our own personal sides. We just want to educate voters on what is being discussed. So just as a heads up, today's going to be on health insurance. And when we're talking about health insurance, today we're going to be setting a foundation. So we're not going to be getting in too deep on how it works exactly, but we're going to be talking about what are some of the different payments that you, as somebody who has health insurance, are already having to deal with. So even after the election, this is still very, very helpful when that open enrollment season comes around. So for today's Topic Tuesday, Health Insurance 101, I really want to break down the order of operations of how it all goes down for you as somebody who pays the bills at the end of the day. So I'm going to try to keep this as visual as I possibly can because I know I'm a visual learner. So stick with me. So just in order to have health insurance, we have to be paying a monthly premium, right? So there's a monthly bill that we have, whether it comes out of our paycheck, whether our employer's paying it, whether we're paying it out of our checking account, doesn't really matter. There's a monthly bill that comes and that's your premium. So that's the first thing. In order to just have health insurance, we have to pay that monthly premium. Then when we go to the doctors, we have to pay a copay. Now that copay is something, it's a set dollar amount. So let's just say, for example, I go to the doctor because I need a yearly physical, right? So that's going to be, let's just say $50 in order to get into the door. So once I've paid that copay, then I can go in and ask the doctor questions and we can see what all needs to happen. Now, another thing that might come up is something called an access fee. An access fee is basically the same thing as a copay, but it's mostly for an emergency room in a hospital scenario. So if you need to go to the emergency room, that's when you do an access fee. So let's say I've entered into the doctor, my arm kind of hurts, or I'm there for my yearly physical and something pops up while we're talking and we need to do extra lab tests. I need to go see a specialist, whatever, something might happen. Maybe they say that my arm's broken. Something might happen. You never know. That's what happens when you go to the doctor. You see if something's wrong with you. So if something is where we need to get some more work done, that's where we might have to pay something out of pocket until we've reached our deductible. So order of operations, you pay a premium every month. Then in order to see a doctor, to see somebody for some kind of preventative work, you're probably going to have to pay a copay. Then if you need to get any work done within the year, that's when we're probably going to have to be paying up until we've reached our deductible amount. Then when we have reached our deductible amount for that year, that's when we're going to have to utilize our co-insurance. So our co-insurance is something where once we've reached our deductible, now our insurance company is going to start paying for a majority of the bill. So oftentimes I see an 80% co-insurance, meaning the insurance company is going to pay 80% and you're going to pay 20%. So once we have gone and we've reached our deductible, so you've paid, let's just say $4,000 within the year for all these other things that you've needed to get done. Now your co-insurance starts to kick in. This isn't how it always works, but how it often works. Then with that co-insurance, if you are having a rough year, if you just have a rough health history and so you're having to get a lot of stuff done, the amount that you pay of that co-insurance, there's going to be a maximum dollar amount at the end of the day. So let's say you have paid a heck of a lot that year. You will reach your maximum out of pocket. So out of pocket maximum. Some people call it OOP max. So your out of pocket maximum is if you've reached the max amount for your portion of the co-insurance for that year. After that, the insurance company is going to cover everything going forward for that year. Every year it restarts. So just food for thought. That's the order of operations. You pay your premium every month just to have the insurance to make sure that if something happens to you, you have that covered. Then you pay your copay every time you do a visit, essentially. And then for anything that needs to happen outside of just a super routine, nothing big kind of visit, that's when you have to pay however much up until your deductible. And then once you've reached your deductible, that's when your co-insurance kicks in, usually. All plans are a little bit different. And then if you've paid so much co-insurance, your portion for that year, you will potentially reach, or you could reach, your out-of-pocket maximum. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. Here's the thing though, guys. Whenever you're looking at your health insurance options, whether you're an independent contractor like myself, or whether you are a W-2 employee and you get it through your work, I want you to take a breath. I know it can be overwhelming, so I want you to take a breath. And then I want you to start color coding or putting a little symbol or something next to some of these words, because it's going to help alleviate a lot of the stress. Sometimes just looking at a page full of numbers or looking at a page full of terms that you don't feel super comfortable with because you're not your everyday vocabulary, you can get overwhelmed and stressed. So I want you to find a way that's going to relieve some of that stress. So you can color code. You can, for me, I'd like to put a little symbol next to it. So just these are things that I would do personally to try to calm myself down when looking at what all my options are. First, what I would do for my copay and for my access fee, I would do $/visit. So I'd write $/visit next to everything that's listed copay or access fee, just to try to calm myself down. Okay, that's the thing that I pay every time I go in for a checkup or a visit, right? Then what I would put next to co-insurance is a percentage, right? Because that's going to be like, oh yeah, okay, so that's the thing where I'm paying a percentage, but the insurance company's also paying a percentage. Usually it's the larger percentage is the insurance company paying, and you're paying the smaller percentage, if that helps. And then the last thing that I would do for deductible is I would do me first. So I'd write me first, okay? Because that's the money that I have to pay first before the insurance company starts kicking in. And then the last thing that I would do next to that out-of-pocket maximum is I'd write max, but like really, really big, really, really thick, exclamation mark, maybe max, whatever you need to do, just to remember that is the max amount that I'm going to have to pay in co-insurance, period. So I hope that helped. Sorry if you hear my dog. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope that helped with your health insurance questions. And this is the foundation we're going to continue to build. But what I want from you guys is if you have questions or when you have questions, I want you to reach out to Abbey and I. You can go to our website and sign up for times for us to do one-on-one consultations and get all your questions answered. So you don't have to go through this whole thing alone. We want to help. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you learned a little bit about health insurance. Bye-bye.